so good.
Yeah, I love the neural stuff too.
You've been doing tutorial videos
Both,
for
yeah.
neural DSP also.
Yeah, I did a 8 preset video for them where you could download the presets from Cortex, whatever it's called. And
Oh,
then on the Parallax, the plugin it's my main distortion, which I literally base all my live sounds off of.
oh yeah.
I have a preset on that plugin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but they're the best guys. They're all super cool. But intervals, like the rest of the guys are on a Fractal, and like we had the conversation where it was just it's easier if everybody's on the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I found this video on how to get the tone that I have now, and it was basically a video explaining the routing because
Okay.
I'm a caveman. I like just plug in and play. I don't
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
as much
yeah.
as I do all the dark glass stuff and as much as I
Yeah.
do like all the tone shaping and stuff,
Yep. Yep.
I've always just been a big proponent of just like give me a bass, let me plug in.
Simple, killer
Yeah.
sounding bass, killer amp,
Yeah.
and let me
So
go. Yeah.
so it took me some time to get my head around it. I still am.
That's the
But
Gene Simmons philosophy, just so.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so we're using the Fractal stuff, but yeah, Dark Glass has always been in my corner. They're a great company, and yeah, I'll always use their stuff, and yeah.
These are great companies that you're affiliated, man, with,
Yeah.
that you're affiliated with. I mean, and then this brings us to the Umansky bass from Submission Audio,
Mhm.
and well, how did all that come about too? I mean,
Yeah.
that to me, like if I was you and they made a plugin with my name on it, I'd be like, I won,
It was
right?
cool, man. I had to think about it for a second because I was like, is this gonna hinder me? Are people not gonna hire me as much? Is this gonna upset people? But I
Why
just
would
thought
you
about,
think? Why would you think that?
well, just because it's not real bass, but people have been doing it
Oh,
forever. People have been doing it forever
I
with drums, and
see.
there's
I
other
see.
libraries. And I was just thinking, like,
Okay.
I was thinking
Okay.
if there's someone who wants the sound of like
Hmm.
the Dingwall and they
Yeah.
can't afford it
Yeah.
and they just want to write music,
Yeah.
and it is transcended beyond that initial thought, more
Yeah.
like more so than I have ever comprehended. But Ermin and Andy and Zach and the guys who and Dave who work at that company, um the pitch they gave me was amazing.
Mm.
The concepts were really cool. They kind of let me do what I want with it in terms of
Yeah.
the aesthetic and the tone, which was really cool. We literally just duplicated the sound from the last intervals record, and they did it
Wow.
perfectly. But yeah, the idea was, it, it was really cool, and it's definitely been like a life-changing thing for me
Yeah.
in terms of just how well it's done and the people I see
Yeah.
using it. Like it's on all these crazy records now. Animals as Leaders is using it live.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Oh my gosh. That, I mean,
hmm
if
yeah.
that
I'd rather them hit me up, but I'm just joking. But
yeah,
no, but
I know, right? Did you shoot yourself in the foot because you're like, oh, God dang it, I could have done
well,
that gig.
the thing was with them. So we weren't originally going to record the thumps. We weren't going to do that in the
But
plugin.
animals, wait, but those guys don't have a bass player. So I mean, there's
But they use tracks. They have bass tracks.
okay, okay,
But with Umansky bass, we did slap, we did pop, we did all the things you
yeah,
could think, but we didn't do thumps. We didn't we they That wasn't on the to do list. And I
oh,
said, guys, none of your plugins have this. I think it'd be really cool to incorporate. I'm down to spend an extra day doing this.
yeah,
And it was an extra day. It was an extra like the
wow,
I think it took like 100 hours to do the whole plugin maybe.
wow.
Yeah, it was a nightmare, but it's great.
Oh my
But
gosh,
yeah,
dude.
it was a lot.
Because I
But
mean, we're talking about recording every string on every fret. Is that right?
I literally signed an NDA
You can't talk
for,
about it because I had heard something about that kind of a thing where they're being very particular about trying to come across with the most authentic
Mhm.
sounding bass
Yeah.
plugin, and the efforts that went into it were just above and beyond to try to get that And it
It
sounds
was
like 100 hours worth is exactly, trying to just um, not
yeah.
take any shortcuts.
No, there were none. There
Yeah.
were none.
Yeah.
But we spent an extra day doing the thumping stuff, and it was great because I got Tosin to do a demo for the release. I got Josh Dela, my friend Joseph, like all the Drusif, all
Mm.
these guys incorporating the thumping thing, which was awesome.
Wow.
And then we did a tour with animals, and I like had this whole I didn't know how I was gonna like I wanted to get them to use it live. I had no idea how I was gonna do
Yeah.
it, but their sound guy was like, we use these bass tracks and they're terrible. The original
Yep.
the backing tracks that they're using for some of
Yep.
their older stuff is literally
Yep.
pitched down guitar. And
Oh my
I think it was
gosh.
after the New York show. I was talking to Tosin. Everyone got pizza, and I was talking to Tosin on the way back to the venue. And I said to him, "Hey, I can reprogram it for you. Do you have MIDI?" And he's like, "We have nothing for the older stuff or
Just the
any of it.
audio.
Any of it. Just no stems, nothing.
Oh
Just
shoot.
yeah." So
Wow.
I said, "Okay, I'll still do it." So the next morning, I got
Oh
up.
my God.
I downloaded, I bought KFO on Bandcamp and I put
Oh
it into my
my
Pro Tool session,
gosh.
and I did all of it by ear.
Dude, you're a beast.
And I
Uh,
brought, it was the coolest thing in the world. I brought in my laptop to the venue, and I saw Toast, and I was like, "Here." He's like, "What?" I was like, "It's done. KFO's done."
here's your
And
bass.
he like, yeah, he was like freaking out, and he's like, "Yo, he just programmed KFO." And then the best was their sound check when they sound checked with it. And yeah, there's this one moment where in the song where there's this big crazy riff, and I saw his face like light up because you could hear the bass, and I was like,
Oh my God.
it was
Did
so
they
cool,
so did they
man.
use it for
Yeah,
the
yeah. So
performance?
they used that. They had me program the bass for like 5 other songs too on that tour.
Oh my God.
So they're using it. Yeah, and then instead of compensating me for my work, I was just like, just make a video saying you do this. Just make a video saying that you're
Yeah,
using it. That's all I care about. I don't
that's
care about
awesome.
anything else. And yeah, they were so cool about it. Um, as far as I know, they're still using it,
Wow.
but it was so cool. And like all these bands are using it on their records now. It's on the new like some of these bands that I've like listened to in high school, like Bless the Fall, The Word Alive. I this one producer I know used it on a band that is I can't say,
Hmm.
but it's bigger than anything I would have ever expected it to be on.
Wow.
But it was really it's really cool. And
Well, all over the internet, I mean, when I've done searches on it, it's all like giving it such high accolades and compliments. It's like I really was floored by it when I was looking at all the videos that people were excited about this and saying that this is the best bass plugin I've ever heard. You don't need a bass player. I mean, all of these videos that are titled, entitled like that, and I'm like, holy
yeah,
smokes!
you do
And
need a
then,
bass player, but if you want to use my
yeah, yeah,
plugin, it's
of course, of
okay.
course, that's
Yeah,
that's the preference. But like you said, I mean, if you don't have that the resource and you're trying to write stuff and you're like, well, I want it to sound as best as it can, then
yeah,
you've got that tool. But it's certainly not a replacement. Same thing
no
with drum
drums.
tracks.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, of course you're going to want a real drummer, and
Yeah,
that's always going to work, better than canned stuff. So there's no you know, replacing that. But the cool thing about this is that you have gotten your name out there,
hmm
and that's great for you. So, we're
yeah,
talking about, playing in intervals when you first started playing with them, and it's kind of like, well, I want to be able to be
right,
autonomous and just be not just the bass player from intervals.
right.
I want to have my own thing going on. So this really, really helps,
Yeah,
in
it
that
did. It
in
it
that
did.
way. That's
Yeah,
awesome, dude.
yeah,
Let's talk about Gia. Let's talk
yeah,
about Gia,
man.
man. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, and sorry about calling it JIA, but did that
No, that's
name
fine.
come from
It's
your?
just the three guys. Yeah,
It's
just the
the
three of
name,
us.
right? Because I thought
Yeah.
about that. I'm like,
But
that's got
well,
to be
our
Gia.
guitar player who's Ivan, who is not in the band anymore, left.
Yeah,
But we were like, it's a cool name,
the
and the
eye's
logos.
gone.
Yeah, the eye's gone, but we liked it. you know,
Yeah.
the name is cool, and the logo, we like the logo, and
Yeah.
so
It's
now it just
cool. It
stands for
sounds good.
it. Yeah, it
I
just stands
like
for Jacob is
GI.
awesome now,
Yeah.
so it's fine.
God, I bet you the rest of the band loves that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool, dude. Yeah, so how did that all come about? Like when you were
Mhm.
thinking about, hey, I want to do this side project
Well,
and
that band, Painted in Exile,
yeah.
kind of fizzled out, and Alan, the keyboard player, who is my literal musical brother, like we've been
Oh,
working together for I think like 10 years now,
oh wow.
and I love him so much. He's
Awesome.
yeah, he's a dear friend and just arguably the most talented musician I know. But
Oh,
we were in Painted. He and I were the only we I love all those guys, but Alan and I, we always kind of just saw eye to eye, and even when they were
clicked.
like little,
Yeah.
yeah, we
Yeah,
always
yeah.
clicked, always.
Yeah.
Um, and so when that stuff was fizzling out, Ivan and Alan, we kind of just started. We were like, okay, we want to keep doing this music thing, and we started working on a bunch of tracks, and put out a couple over COVID with with other drummers and a different singer because we couldn't find a singer.
Mm,
So we just did like fill-ins at the time, which was awesome because we had some crazy guys on the songs. But
mm,
um, so we just started working on this music, and then when COVID happened, we released this other stuff, and then the second year, I think 2021, Alan and
mhm,
I started, you know, putting together ideas for the next record, and with Ivan, he runs a bunch of different. He works with a bunch of different companies. He's extremely talented guitar player, but it just became apparent that like he's too busy. He was doing his own thing, and we just had a very nice conversation where we're just like,
mm.
hey, we're still trying to do this. Uh, I'd rather just be your friend than have to, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. So
Yeah.
it's fine. I love the guy to death. I love Ivan, so it's fine. But Alan and
Mhm.
I wrote the whole 4-song EP, or all the 4 songs and the 2 interludes. Um, the 4 main tracks were done, just me and Alan, the skeletons,
Oh,
with just
okay.
bass program drums, synth,
Right.
and like maybe a little bit of program guitar, or
Yeah.
me just pretending. um and I sent it to Sam, who's our guitar player now, and
Mhm.
Sam played with me in intervals for a while. And Sam is one of my favorite guitar players in the world, and he writes riffs like no one I've ever seen. And
Wow.
when
Wow.
we would sound
Wow.
check when we were playing with intervals, and he would just be playing this riff, and I'd be like, what is that, dude? Like, what is that for? Like, is that for your band? He's like, I don't know. And now they're all my riffs
Oh
because I got
yeah.
Sam. So
Yeah. Well, it was
but
Sam, but
mhm.
was he a secondary guitar player in
Yeah,
intervals?
he was the rhythm guitar player for intervals.
Oh, I didn't know they had
Yeah,
a rhythm guitar player at any
yeah,
point. Oh, okay.
yeah. So again, it's all just like fill-in guys.
Yeah.
But Sam was like the first one.
Yeah.
But Sam, again, one of my best buds, and so I hit him up during COVID, and I said, hey, we don't have a guitar player right now. I just wanted to put the music out. I didn't know if it was going to be a full-fledged band
Mm,
anymore, or what was going to happen, but I was really proud of these songs that Alan and
yeah.
I had crafted.
Yeah.
And so I hit up Sam, and hoping he'd be like, this is awesome, I want to do more of this. And
Yeah.
that's what happened. He did the song, killed it. It's the first song he did was Enemy, and he
Mm,
killed it.
mm.
And he said, I love this. This is
Uh,
amazing. Like,
I'm
can
in.
we,
I'm
yeah,
in.
well, like if you guys ever need to work
Yeah.
anything else, I'm like, yeah, do the
Call
whole
me.
EP and be our guitar player.
Wow.
And so that's what happened. So we got the guitars done. And then,
The very musical cat. I mean, he is like listening to your music, and when I was doing the reactions and stuff, that's what I noticed about his playing. He's
mhm,
musically very sensitive to what he's playing, what's around
yeah,
him, and
absolutely.
you get guys that come in with big boots, and they're just like, it's about me. Let me get my electric
Right.
guitar, pow pow pow. But he plays with the group really well, and it
Yeah,
adds to the
it's incredible.
musicality of the whole group. You know?
Yeah, yeah, he he's so good at just fitting in.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
because he was given
Yeah.
finished songs where guitar was not an afterthought, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And
Right, right.
and so he did everything so perfect. And now the new stuff that we have that we're finishing up, it's a bit more, guitar is at the forefront
Coming
because,
forward. Yeah,
it started
yeah.
it started with all of us, not just bass and synth. But
Right, right.
and then I threw out this, and then I was looking for a singer because for the longest time, like when Gia first started, we couldn't find a singer, and they were just saying, the other two guys were thinking, oh, we could just do instrumental. And I've I love intervals. I love instrumental music, but as far as what I want to do with
Yeah.
my thing,
Yep.
right, which is now our thing,
Yeah.
but I I just want to be in a band with a singer. There's just something that
Yeah.
I just it just scratched an itch for me,
I
and
agree.
I was
100%.
I was so
100% agree
I
with
was
you.
so stubborn about it because I
It's
was like, no,
important,
we gotta
man.
find one. We gotta find one, or we gotta do guest vocals. And I threw out a Hail Mary on my Instagram, and I put out one of those polls or questions, and I wrote, "If you're a singer, give me a shout. I have a project." And Christian reached out to me and sent me one of his songs, and I was blown away. I was like,
Wow.
how has no one sniped this
Yeah.
guy, or like,
How are you
and
not already in a band?
yeah,
That's
and he's also a Berkeley dude. He's got family in Long Island,
oh,
and it
perfect
just,
fit.
yeah, crazy. So I sent
Yeah.
him Perfect Blur, and he wrote some really cool melodies over it. um and then that was, yeah, and I was like, okay, this guy gets it.
Hmm.
um and then with Perfect Blur, I had my own kind of thing I wanted to write about, so me and
Hmm.
him, I kind of just gave him
Right.
the stuff for that one.
Right.
But for when it came to Elapse,
Mm.
I because that song started out with just sound design from Alan. There was no structure. There was no,
Mm.
or it was structured, but it was essentially like the intro that you
Yeah.
hear,
Yeah.
but there's no, and then the song continues. The
Yeah.
chorus wasn't there, and it was all just beautiful sound design and ethereal
Oh,
stuff.
wow.
And so, but we put the song together, and it was like, the structure that you hear now, but there was no vocals. There was nothing.
Mhm.
So I sent that to Christian, and I'm thinking, oh shit, good luck with that, dude. And he tore it apart, dude. Like,
Wow.
yeah, the chorus,
So
like
he heard stuff in it and he's like,
nothing
okay,
changed from the chorus. He wrote that banger of a chorus that's one of my favorite choruses.
wow.
And yeah, and it was incredible. And the cool thing with him is, like, with Perfect Blur, it's it's a pretty deep song. I wrote the lyrics for that one, and
Yeah.
a bunch of a lot of the melodies for it.
Mm.
And it's weird being like trying to articulate, what I'm trying to say, like vocally, and
Right.
I don't know,
Right.
it was a new thing for me.
Right.
And when we were working on it, we would do like these Zoom sessions, and he sent me back just perfection. It was so cool.
Wow.
Like, and then even more so, like, the verse has the melody in the verse when it's by itself. It's very dark and ominous, and it's just the
Yeah.
vocals with a couple some synth going on.
Mhm.
And the melody that I wrote for it was kind of very simple. It was really,
Mm.
really simple melody. And I just knew it was missing something. I didn't know what. And then he
Yeah.
sends me back with a freaking vocoder. And I was like, dude, that's
Oh.
it's exactly what needed to be there. He's also a multi-instrumentalist.
Wow.
He rips on bass, he rips on guitar, he can program drums, he can play drums,
Oh, man.
whiz at production. So, and he's very into like pop music. So
Oh, yep.
he can, I like to think our
Wow.
music's proggy and it's technical, but we kind of like to, like,
Yeah.
package it in a kind of
Yeah.
bit more accessible way. And he's a huge
Yeah.
part of that, because
That's what I noticed. Yeah.
when I saw that in your video and you said that, I was like, thank God that came through.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
That's what I noticed. He seems to be the perfect fit. I mean,
he's the best.
that's what I got from that. I was like, oh, this guy's heaven sent, because it's like just even the timbre of his voice, his delivery, the
Mhm.
way he sings, it jives with what's going on in the music so
Yeah.
perfectly. It's like he's the perfect guy.
I don't know how
I
we
can't
got him.
imagine somebody else doing the job. There's a lot of different styles of singers and stuff, but it's just he's got a beautiful voice. I mean, it
Yeah.
works really well with what
It's
you're
so,
doing.
it's just so funny because, like I do harmonies and I'll do like some screams and stuff for
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
But whenever I do a lot of like the melody, some melody writing for the music, like um with Spring and Perfect Blur, like those tunes were mostly me in terms of
Hmm.
like melodies and like lyrics and stuff. The guys were really kind enough to let me kind of just say what I wanted to say with those. But I don't have like a singer voice, and it's just whenever I try to construct melodies, I'm like, I think this will sound good, and then
Yeah.
Christian sends it back to me, and or if even if he's changed it a little bit, it's just okay. It's just exactly what needs to be. He's so good at like interpreting those ideas, and the two harder songs to write vocals for, like I would say, would be Enemy and
Yeah.
Elapse, and those were the ones that were a collaborative effort, or we really sent Christian those two,
Mm.
and I in my head I'm like, good luck,
Yeah.
like because
Right.
Elapse, majority of it is in like it's in this slow 13, like the verses
Mm.
are all in 13/8.
Wow. Oh God, he had to sing that.
Yeah, so they're all so like constructing a melody over that and like making something that fits.
It's gotta, yeah,
um yeah, but he nailed it. And then
that's
enemy
awesome.
enemy is in the verses are 11, and I think the pre-chorus, it's we're doing this odd meter stuff, but like the whole thing is you just don't want it to feel like it, and I think we would do a good job at it. But
Yeah.
when you're constructing it and you're trying to write a melody that is so seamless over an odd meter like that,
Right.
it's that's why I was like, good luck, bud.
It probably
um
helps that he's an instrumentalist
yeah, he
also,
gets it.
because
So
he gets the time,
right, right.
so that helps him, that he's got that experience.
Yeah, but
It's
dude
gonna
is
help
a
him. That's
godsend.
awesome.
Yeah.
So are we ever gonna see a Gia and Intervals lineup?
I mean, it'd be cool. I
They
think.
Who's gonna open for who?
No, well, Gia is
Well,
Gia is just like,
right now, Gia
yeah.
will open for Intervals, but who knows what the future holds, right?
It's not a competition, man. But
No, I know,
but
I know.
if Aaron would want to take us out, that'd be amazing. We're gonna put out a couple more tunes. I think gonna track them this summer,
Mhm.
and then we've been talking about touring. At the end of this year, early next year, just to get our feet wet. But
Yeah,
I love the music, and I'm really confident in it. And I think we can, go somewhere with it.
yeah,
But it's nice because we're all, we all kind of cut our teeth early on. We've all been part
mm,
of other projects, and
right,
we all don't rely on it to
yeah,
live.
right,
So it's
right,
very much just like, hey, we got to go shoot a music video. Can we all swing that, or we got
right.
to do, we got to pay this engineer to do this or whatever. It's all very much like everybody's an adult in the situation when it comes to like, being a professional and
Right.
understanding what it takes to be in a band that's trying to do the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're very lucky in that regard.
Okay. So, I got a couple of fun questions that I
Sure,
want to ask
absolutely.
you.
Awesome.
So, if and if you've seen any of my interviews, then you're already going to know what I'm going to ask you. But one of the things that I find provocative of this question, I don't know where I got it from, but I like this question, and it's, if you were able to sit down with somebody and have dinner with them, just sit with them, and they could be alive or dead or anybody that you could think of that you wanted to spend some alone time, and you could have a conversation with them, who would that be for you?
That's difficult. Um, oh man, I have one, but I'm trying to think if I could do better. But there's definitely one that someone that I've always wanted to meet who's alive and is not even like old. Um, but one besides that would probably be Jocko,
Oh God.
just to
Yeah.
just
Wow.
be in that his presence, would be great. And you know, but honestly, I think one person that I'd love to meet and just have a beer with and
Yeah.
just pick their brain about songwriting and would be Sinister Gates from Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, oh,
I
dude, that might happen.
Avenged is one of the reasons why I
Yeah.
have a Sinister Gates guitar that I had from when I was like 13.
Oh,
But
yes.
he's just been like one of the first guys who was cool. He
Hmm.
played heavy stuff, but he's got the chops. He's knowledgeable in,
Yeah.
you know, the music. I wouldn't say I don't know. I want to say theory, but
Yeah.
he's knowledgeable,
Yeah.
and he's got a background in other things besides metal.
Hmm.
And yeah, he just seems like a really cool dude to hang out with. And I'm like, again, one of those guys where I don't know if I'd be doing the thing if it wasn't for a lot of the
Yeah.
music he's put into the world. So maybe Sinister Gates, it would be really cool. And yeah, I don't know. I don't. I'm trying to think. There's so many other ones, that I'd like to, you know, talk with, but like James Jamerson would be awesome.
Oh, wow.
Actually, you know what? You know what? Next to Sinister would definitely be Marcus Miller. Marcus
Oh,
Miller. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
Oh, that
absolutely.
would be interesting.
Yeah, because
Would you
I
talk
literally
technical stuff like about ask him questions about his playing and stuff like that, or what would you be curious to know
I'd
about?
ask him I'd ask him some technical stuff. I'd ask him some just composition stuff, just how he, you know, I just like how he makes the bass. A lot of his riffs and
Yeah,
songs, they're very rhythmic and cool, but
yeah,
there's also an underlying melody in like all of them.
yeah.
And
Oh
like the
man,
bass lines are so iconic.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like to like guitar level.
Very
Like
musical. Yeah,
you think about like
right.
Smoke on the Water, like an
Yeah,
iconic riff. Is this the same way I
right,
think about like Detroit or
right.
Power or Run for
Yeah.
Cover? So just that, and just
Wow.
he's so like he does film scoring, he does
Yeah.
all this other stuff. So yeah, I think those would be my top two. Very
Okay, so second question.
yeah.
Um, Dream band. If you can put together a dream band that you're in and you can pick anybody you want to be in that band, who would be on the drums, who would be playing guitar, who would be a vocalist, who would you get? Who would be your dream band?
Oh
And
man,
it's
I
a
don't
tougher
know.
question. It's a tougher
I
question.
know. I love all the Gia guys. Those are and like intervals too. Those are all my favorite people, and I
Yeah.
love making music with them. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, like, man, I don't know. Huh. It's a good question. That's a difficult question. I think uh Eric Moore on drums would be sick.
Oh, now remind me who he is?
He played with like Suicidal Tendencies. He's also like a big gospel guy, but he's a crazy
Oh.
deep pocket guy.
Was he also in
Um,
Infectious Grooves?
yeah, in fact, yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I think it might have been one of those. But
Okay.
I just know him from like seeing his stuff on
Yeah.
Instagram, and
Pocket
just
Blair.
yeah, he's a big. Does all like those jam card videos,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's incredible. So maybe him on drums, um, vocals. Um, I don't know, man. And I mean, I can't even think about guitar. Maybe just have Sinister on guitar. I think that'd be really cool.
Yep. Yep.
And vocals will do. Man, I don't know. Um, oh, Chino from Deftones.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah,
interesting. Very
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. I'm a big Deftones fan. I'm a huge Deftones
Wow.
fan.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah,
That'd be an
yeah,
interesting
yeah,
combination of people
yeah.
think about the kind of music that you'd be able to put together
Yeah. I
with
don't
a
know.
group like that.
I have no idea.
Oh my gosh.
That's a good one. That's a good question.
That's fun. It's a fun one to think about. It's a hard one for
Yeah,
me because
yeah,
it changes given the day, you know.
yeah. Exactly. As soon as we hang up, I'll probably be like, "Oh,
I
fuck! I
know,
should have said that." Yeah,
I know. It's hard to think about.
yeah.
Because I mean, I have a technical side, so I got the group of people that I would want, technically,
Right.
but then there's another side of like David Bowie on vocals,
Right. Exactly.
that
Like
something
that's
like
still something you'd want to
epic.
hear.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You remember pop
Yeah. Because
side.
like from an instrumental side, like I get to play with the sickest guys in the world.
Yes.
So it's like it's hard for me to be like, oh, from a technical standpoint, I'd want this.
Right.
But then just from oh, it'd be cool to just hear that, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Exactly
get it. I
right.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the near future, you're going out on the road. I know that you're gonna be
Hmm.
going out on the road. And
Hmm.
as far as like recordings and like what do you want everyone to know as far as like what's coming up for you? So if they want to get more into
Sure.
to what you're doing, what would you want everyone to know?
Um, let's see. We're going out on the road in April or we're in March and April with Hail the Sun. We're doing our co-headliner.
Mm.
Then then in May, early May through I think like the 17th, we're going out with Mammoth WVH, which will be really which I'm so super
That's gonna
excited
be
for. And
fun.
then March 8th, the Elapse EP from Gia comes out. So I'm really excited about that. The full thing will be out. So yeah, check out Instagram. We are Gia, Gia on Spotify. Um, I think we're about to put out an updated version of my plugin, so be on the lookout for
Oh,
that. Yeah. So
really?
yeah, just like it'll be a 1.5,
Oh,
but
wow.
yeah, some cool articulations and some new tuning options will be on there.
Oh, wow.
And then later this year or early next year, my signature model will be out. It has a name. It's all
Oh,
the yeah,
dude.
the prototype. The prototype is almost done being the final prototype that we're gonna ship to overseas to get built in the
Yeah.
factories is
Yeah.
almost it's almost done.
That's got
So
to be so exciting, dude. That, I
yeah, man,
mean,
it's been a long time, so I'm excited. And
oh,
I'm like, again, my attitude towards all of this is just I'm just happy to be here, but I'm
yeah.
very excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are some intervals, new records coming out fairly soon. I can't say the date yet, but bunch of new music coming soon. We have a full record that's going to come out,
Wow.
and yeah, lot. And trying to think. I've done a bunch of cool session work with a bunch of artists I can't say yet, but
Yeah.
expect a lot of new music coming in the following months.
And what about social media? What's your
Oh,
footprint on social media?
uh, it's my website's just jacobumansky.com. Instagram Jacob Umansky. Instagram We Are Gia. Instagram at Aaron Intervals. And yeah, that's that. And then
Cool.
Instagram submission audio. There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Dude, this has been a blast. It's so
Absolutely,
cool
man. So glad
hanging.
to do this.
Oh man, I'm so glad that you had some time to sit down and chat with me. I mean, God,
Absolutely.
man, let me know when you come out to LA because I want to
Dude,
come out and see
absolutely.
you.
Yeah, Echoplex. I'll shoot you a message when I
Yeah.
find out the date.
Yeah, hit me up with that. And dude,
Absolutely,
thanks
man.
so much, man. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna give you the rest of your day and man, hopefully we get to chat again soon.
All right, dude. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
All
Thanks
right,
so much.
brother. We'll see you.
Take it easy, dude.
Vanishing beside